What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we're going to be talking about the best teams slash units for Lostvayne Meliodas. Now, Lostvayne Meliodas is basically a one-man army. He can kind of be put on a lot of different teams, and he does fairly well. So we're going to be going over a lot of his best teams and just talking about why they are that team, etc., this, that, and the third. So, starting out, we're going to be using Red Demon Meliodas as Lostvayne, right? Because Lostvayne's obviously not on global yet, so we are going to be using Red Demon Meliodas. So, the go-to team. This is the go-to team for everybody, right? This is what almost everybody is going to be running. If we're talking like in a general aspect, this team right here. Now, the reason why everybody's going to be running this team is because Merlin, King, Gowther all have UR gear. They're all easy to get dupes of. They're all easy to get cosmetics with. So they are going to be having the highest combat class when it comes to this game. Between UR gear, between cosmetics, because they all have three different characters, you know, red, blue, green. So between cosmetics, between all of them being sin, so they all have viable cosmetics as well. Getting dupes, their links are not that hard to get, you know, they're all going to be, you know, highest combat class, easiest to obtain for a general player. Now, the thing about this team is that Lostvayne Meliodas actually doesn't need Gowther. He doesn't need Gowther. If you guys don't know, Lostvayne Meliodas is passive. Anytime he gets hit with a crit, all of his cards rank up. So Gowther for Lostvayne is not needed. Now, the good thing about that is all of Gowther's rank ups can be focused on Gowther himself or towards King, because if you guys don't know, King, all of his cards need to be level 2, right? Obviously level 2 he heals, his attack card level 2 petrifies, etc., so on and so forth. So Gowther doesn't need to use any of those rank ups on Meliodas, so that's going to be really good for the team. Not to mention, you're most likely going to have 3 HP defense sets for King, Gowther, Merlin, so the combat class on this team is going to be naturally higher than a lot of teams that would use attack, defense, or otherwise. But yeah, so I mean, this, like I said, this is the general team that people will be running, but it's not even necessarily the best team. The team that a lot of like higher tier players were running when Meliodas came out on JP was this team right here. You have Lostvayne Meliodas, and since Lostvayne's cards rank up, you don't need Gowther. Not to mention, having Merlin's passive means that you're going to be able to ult rush. With Merlin being in the front, you're able to take away ult gauge from other Lostvaynes or other teams, because with Lostvayne Meliodas in the game, it literally becomes who ults first. So stopping the enemy team from ulting is obviously going to be really, really good. Then you have King in the third slot, which King is just an amazing unit. Cleanse, heal, petrify, the works. You can rush ult with him as well. Just very good overall unit. And then in the fourth slot, you have Red Escanor. Now, Red Escanor is here for multiple reasons. Number one, Escanor has a lot of combat class already, off rip. Number two, Red Escanor is a coin chop unit, so you're able to get dupes for him very, very easily. On top of, Escanor has UR gear, so he's going to have even more combat class. Then, if Merlin dies, which you got to realize, like Lostvayne Meliodas is a red unit, his first target is probably going to be Merlin. Escanor can come out, and Escanor will have his passive buff. On top of, he will be able to take away ult gauge. On top of, he's just a really good 4th slot unit. He's a good closer. He's going to be able to clean up if you need to clean up those last couple of units. So, this is a very, very good team that a lot of people ran. Now, I do want to keep it, well, I do want to talk about pin team is still going to be a thing. And a very good way to counter pin team is to run this right here. You can run Lostvayne, Merlin, and then this third slot can be Escanor, Red Escanor, Green Escanor. You can run Gowther, you can run whoever you want to run here for this unit, right? But this is generally what the team is going to look like if you want to run Red King in the 4th slot to counter pin team. Now, adding my little twist on things, a couple of teams that I'm thinking about running, because I know a lot of you guys probably want to know, because I don't necessarily run the meta a lot of the time. Y'all already know what I'm coming through with. Y'all already know what I'm coming through with. Y'all know we gotta throw Valenti on the team. Y'all know we gotta throw Valenti on the team. It has to be done. So this is probably going to be one of the teams that I am going to be running or playing around with, seeing how good it works. You never know. Another team that I want to talk about is going to be Helbram. I don't know. I'm thinking about running Helbram and then running Red King with Merlin. I'm going to try to incorporate Helbram. You never know. We'll see. But I will be trying to incorporate some Valenti into Helbram or something to that degree of that matter. Now, these are all ult rush teams. These are just all ult rush, right? All of these teams span, all of these teams are revolving around Merlin being in the 4 slot or up front or whatever the case may be off of her passive. You will be rushing ult with her. Now, as far as Lostvayne, you're going to rush ult no matter what, but you don't necessarily have to have Merlin on the team. You can definitely run this team right here. This team is perfectly fine. Pin team. Pin team works really well with Lostvayne Meliodas as well. Granted, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, why wouldn't you run just Blue Demon Meliodas? The thing about it is, with Lostvayne Meliodas, him getting that extra pierce rate is just going to make his normal cards that already hit insanely hard hit a lot harder, on top of his ultimate hitting a lot harder as well. Keep in mind, if you have your Lostvayne 1/6 ultimate, he may not one-shot everybody. He's going to one-shot most people, honestly, unless your gear's like completely horrible. So even 1/6, it's disgusting, especially if you have a lot of his cards in hand because of his secret technique. But, you know, Lilia's passive is just going to give you a lot more pierce rate, which is going to be really, really good for Lostvayne Meliodas. So you can definitely run this team as well. Now, the last team that you can run, well, this isn't the last team, but one of the teams that you can run is going to be Mono Red. Mono Red also gives Lostvayne more stats, right? Like when I say Lostvayne is a one-man army, you can throw him almost into any comp and he will do good, right? Obviously, level 3 buff, boom, into Lostvayne. You don't even have to buff if you don't want to. You can just start going into Lostvayne ult, level 1 Arthur buff, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Lostvayne fits just as good into Mono Red as he does a lot of other teams. Now, obviously, his best team is going to be Ult Rush, simply because you want to rush his ult and get that nuke off as soon as possible. But he works really well into all of these comps. This is a comp that's not really in the game yet, but I'm going to talk about it simply because with Fraudrin coming into the game, this will be a comp that is in the game. We're going to go and use Dreyfus as Fraudrin, quote unquote. But a lot of people use this team right here. They use these two. And then for the 3rd slot unit, you can use anyone. You can pretty much use Blue King if you want to. There are a lot of people that actually use, where's she at? A lot of people actually use Green Diane just to get the damage off of your Meliodas, so that he could rush ult. And then since she has the taunt, basically any Lostvayne has to focus her because she has the taunt. And if you guys don't know what Fraudrin does, which this isn't him, but Fraudrin's on the banner, what Fraudrin does is if his combat class is higher than the enemy, he seals their ultimate gauge orbs, right, for 2 turns. So for 2 turns, they cannot gain any ultimate gauge. So a lot of people run teams like this. But like I said, Lostvayne Meliodas can be literally thrown on any team, and he will pretty much do well for the most part. Like I said, his best team is probably going to be Ult Rush, but you can obviously run him on Pin Team. Do whatever you need to do. Lostvayne Meliodas has the same attack card as Green Escanor, which basically at rank 2, he gets an ultimate gauge orb, and then at rank 3, he gets another one. So if you use this card, he gets 3. If you use this one, he gets 2. So it's like he can rush his ult without Merlin or without ult food. Allowing him to be ran on any team. Not to mention he can rank himself up if he gets hit with a crit, and which almost every unit is going to crit. Almost every unit had, like, let's look at Red Escanor, right? Red Escanor's crit chance is 32%. but keep in mind, both of his attack cards are multi-hit moves. Both of them hit for like 5, 6, 7, 8 attacks. So each, like if it hits for 8 ticks, all 8 of those have a 32% chance to crit. He's gonna get hit with a crit. Lostvayne Meliodas has 0 crit resistance. He's gonna get crit. So he's gonna rank up. He's gonna be able to get those cards. He's gonna be able to do all of that stuff. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.